Well, this one right here is more than meets the eye. This is Budaya Pop. Hello, welcome back to the show. So I just finished binge watching Transformers War for Cybertron, and boy, let me tell ya, this one has got the touch. This is a spoiler heavy review, so if you've not watched it or you don't want me to spoil it for you, I suggest you click away. Warn you already. Okay? Jangan cakap bang tak payung. War for Cybertron, which oddly enough has got nothing to do with the video game of the same name, is the first chapter of a planned trilogy, with the first one revolving around the uprising on Cybertron, the second one revolving around the battle on Earth, and the third one subsequently taking us back to where it all began, Cybertron. Firstly, I gotta mention this. The art direction on this series is absolutely phenomenal. I love it. The little boy in me was smiling ear to ear, seeing all the G1 designs being brought back for the show. They've changed it a bit here and there, but everyone's pretty recognizable. You can tell who's who. Unlike Michael Bay's metal mash of monstrosity, where everything is just a unicolor, they all look the same, and it's worse when they're fighting. I don't even know who's who. So yes, good job to the design team. Thank you for bringing back the G1 aesthetics. As fanboys, very much appreciate what you did. Produced by Rooster Teeth, this grittier and darker take on the Cybertronian wars is reminiscent of another giant robot space opera, my other favorite Japanese mecha, Gundam. Aside from the tone, the other similar trait War for Cybertron shares is the ambiguity of the characters. For some Decepticons aren't clear-cut baddies, and some of the Autobots aren't that goody two-shoes either. I like how every character is a shade of grey, making them more relatable, because who doesn't relate to a giant sentient robot with loose morals? Am I right? So when we first meet Megatron, we were under the assumption that he's a big bad, he's glowing red eyes, his menacing stature. But the more he spoke, the more we find out about Megatron.
I have done what I have to do to end this war.
In his very first scene with Bumblebee and Wheeljack, he said, and I quote, "The war was started as a revolution, not a genocide." Truth be told, he never wanted to annihilate the Autobots. He just wanted them to join him in his new vision for Cybertron. From what I could gather, he started the uprising because he felt the current government was not running the planet well. He felt unjust with the fate that was dealt to him, and that's it. I mean, anyone can understand that, right? I mean, you're unhappy about your current state, you try to voice out, nothing happens. So, I mean, some countries started out with revolutions. Even when Shockwave told Megatron that he had a cheat code to wipe out the entire Autobot faction, Megatron hesitated. He didn't say yes. He said, "This is something that I need to consider." So this shows there is some good in him, like the intentions were right when Megatron started this revolution, but then we gradually see as the series progresses slowly change to the Megatron that is a bit more ruthless, but understandably why. So you could say that Megatron is more than meets the eye. Hey! The theme carries through to the entire cast. Optimus Prime isn't the stoic leader we once knew back in the 80s. He's willing to sacrifice people and lay anything on the line just so he can complete his mission. And he's not above using questionable methods to succeed, like planting a bomb in Skyfire's head just to make sure that Skyfire doesn't betray them when they were running a mission. Prime was actually okay with the big move. Not cool, Prime. Not cool.
Have my actions led to the extinction of our people?
So the overall storyline is not convoluted. I like that because it's clear and comprehensible. There's no confusion with the motivation for the characters to succeed. and what they need to do to accomplish those goals that they have. And for that, I really like the show. I do, however, have two gripes about the series. One is the randomness of Transformers that appear from episode to episode, which doesn't bother me as much because it's a character that I'm familiar with. Like, oh, I know who you are, RC. But I wish they could have spent that time introducing these random characters and using that time to build on reoccurring characters, so that gives us enough time to understand their story arc and make us care a little bit more with their story and their character. I'm okay with it, but I just feel it's more fan service. Like, oh look, there's RC in one scene. There's Sound Blaster that kind of looks like Soundwave's evil twin brother. I don't know what happened though. Probably a throwback to Diaclones. Is it? The second gripe I have is the duration of each of the episodes. I feel personally is that it was a wee bit too short. Instead of splitting it up to 6 episodes, I would rather them do 4 45-minute episodes or 5 half-an-hour episodes. So that kind of gives us more time to absorb each episode.
We end this war now.
All in all, it was a good outing from the team at Rooster Teeth. I was fairly surprised at how good it was and how much I enjoyed it, due to the fact that there were previous iterations of the Transformers animated series that were a hit and miss for me. Some were okay, some were not so. I thoroughly enjoyed myself with this one. So I can't wait for season 2 and season 3 to hit. Unfortunately, because of the current situation that the world is facing, that might not happen anytime soon. But I'm hopeful that we will get through this together. And as Prime once proudly said, all we need is a little energon and a lot of luck. So until the next one, please stay safe and I'll see ya.